Hello everyone, I am Atyrum, and welcome back to the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. Last episode we beat Whitney, and we also lost our first team member, unfortunately, but in today's episode we're continuing on, and I would like to apologize first of all for the long videos. The past couple videos have been a little bit too long, so I'm going to try and cut down on that. And I'll try and keep this episode a bit shorter. I was kind of aiming for trying to keep the episodes between like 20 and 30 minutes. But of course, the episode where I fought Bugsy ended up being like 38 minutes, and then this past episode was 47 minutes. Both of those are a bit too long, so I'll try and keep things a bit shorter. I already do cut out all the random battles and such, or at least most of them. So I'll just try not to do as much in each episode, possibly. And let's see here. We're going to need to switch out. Probably should have planned for this and had somebody else out of the lead. Let's send Brussel in. We cannot catch the Sudowoodo, I believe, because this does count as a route that we're already on. So we are just going to have to kill it, so I guess it's not completely a waste that I left Mamba in front. It is fairly high leveled, and I wouldn't mind having a Sudowoodo at this point in time, because it is a non-evolving Pokemon, and let's get out of there. Like I was saying, it's a non-evolving Pokemon, so it is pretty good for this point in the game. Although later on, it doesn't shine quite as much later on. Ooh, Flail, that's a bit scary. Okay, not at this point in time, though. Yeah, a little bit worried right now, because I didn't realize how much of a challenge this would be. Because usually, wild Pokemon don't tend to be that good. Ooh, okay, I gotta watch out for the Flail there. But yeah, wild Pokemon tend to not be that strong, so hopefully this Water Gun finishes it off. I think it should. Yep, there we go. I was worried that I'd leave it with, you know, a couple of HP, it would use Flail, and that would be the end of Tsunami, which would be incredibly sad, honestly. Because Tsunami is going to evolve into my favorite Pokemon, and I don't think I could continue on this playthrough if I didn't have my favorite Pokemon by my side. But anyways, Bug Catcher Wade is calling again. I've had quite a few, like every single episode I get several calls like that, and I think most of them end up getting cut out, but yeah, it does get a little bit irritating. So we do have a couple trainers coming up here. Let's go ahead and get Pokemon we want in the lead. Yeah, let's leave Mamba out. Let's go ahead and heal up Brussel, just in case we end up using her. And then I will go ahead and cut out these battles, and we'll be up in Ecruteak pretty quick here. Okay, so a slight issue here. I'm not sure where Route 36 ends and where Route 37 begins. Oops. So I don't know, was Sudowoodo technically on Route 36 or Route 37? That's one of the issues with the older games, you don't have that little pop-up telling you when you've entered a new route. Because I don't think I've caught anything here yet, but I'm pretty sure this probably counts as Route 36, in which case I probably could have caught Sudowoodo if I really wanted to, although that probably would have ended up pretty bad. But anyways, regardless, I'm going to count Sudowoodo as my catch for Route 36, which I obviously did not get, and I will catch something here as well. And it's a Pidgey. I don't have a Pidgey yet. That kind of surprises me. We're this late in the game. We're 3 badges in, and I'm just now catching a Pidgey. I don't know, I guess it happens, you know, I mean, it's all luck of the draw kind of thing, and when I did the first couple episodes, I believe they were at night when I did a lot of my catching, so that's why I ended up with a Hoot Hoot instead. But yeah, I mean, we're probably not going to end up using this Pidgey. I would say there's a good chance we won't. Just because we already have a flying type, unless something happens to Luke. Although even then, do we have another flying type in addition to Luke? I feel like we kind of do. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, actually, no, I don't think we'd have any other flying types now that I think of it. We did have... Oh, wait, we do have a Zubat. No, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so we caught a Pidgey. We're going to give it a highly creative and awesome nickname, such as Jet. We're naming the Pidgey Jet. Yeah, that's the nickname. We're not going to use it anyway, most likely, so it doesn't really matter. I believe there's a trainer up this way. Maybe there's not. That must be Crystal version I'm thinking of. Ooh, a Stantler. That would have been cool to find, but nope. I had to get a Pidgey instead. Oh well. Okay, so with that all out of the way, now we can continue on up here. I think this guy is actually over in that grass over there in Crystal Version, possibly. Or maybe there's an extra trainer. I don't know. Okay, so that guy was actually fairly difficult. I actually used up, I think, 2 super potions, because he managed to get up off of Hypnosis on Tsunami and put Tsunami to sleep. He kept using Dream Eater, so he kept healing off his health, and also doing quite a bit of damage to me, because Dream Eater has a fairly high power. By the way, when we get to the Pokemon Center here, we run into Bill, who you may remember from Red, Blue, and Yellow, the guy who owns the Pokemon storage system. And since we've now met him here, after we heal, I'm going to run back to Goldenrod City because we can get an Eevee there. And since obviously we didn't catch any Pokemon in Goldenrod City, I don't think there were any gift Pokemon we could have gotten. We could have gotten something from the game corner, but I think I'd rather have an Eevee. And I believe the Eevee you get at level 20, so that's actually going to fit right into our team. And it's probably going to replace somebody. I'm not sure at this point. Either Caesar or Mamba. I haven't used Caesar at all yet. I've been training up Mamba a little bit, and now I realize maybe I shouldn't have wasted experience on her because I was gonna pick up that Eevee. But oh well, we'll see what I decide to do. Oh, by the way, while I'm on my way back there, I'm pretty sure I have to pick up an HM from this guy. Yeah, because right after you pick up you take out the Sudowoodo in the path, this guy gives you, well, I guess it's a TM in these games. I feel like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's an HM instead. I don't know. Because this was the generation that Rock Smash was first introduced, and it was a TM at this point, I suppose. Could have sworn it was an HM, but I guess it gets turned into an HM later. Alright, here we are at Bill's house in Goldenrod City, so now he's gonna, with no introduction at all, he's just like, "Hey Atyrum, take this Eevee," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure, I'll take it." Alright, and there we go. Eevee is added to the team. Let's go ahead and think of a good nickname for an Eevee. Yes, of course I want to give it a nickname. Let's see here. Alright, so I named the Eevee Clarence, which is kind of a play on Clairvoyant. So, 3 guesses as to what I'm planning on evolving this Eevee into. Anyway, so we're heading back up to Ecruteak City now, and we're actually going to do stuff up there rather than just turning around and coming right back. Alright, so we're back in Ecruteak. And I believe before we fight the gym, there's going to be somebody blocking... Oh, there's not somebody blocking it. Okay. Can you take on the gym now? Because I thought you couldn't. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of the remakes. Or that might even be Crystal Version. But anyways, we're not taking on the gym just yet, because we're not quite prepared for it. First of all, we're heading up to, I believe... What tower is this? Is this the Burnt Tower? Well, I mean, obviously. But there's like another name for it, too. The other tower is the Tin Tower. This tower had another name, but I don't remember what it was. Anyways, I believe we're going to be fighting our rival as soon as we head in here, so let's make sure we're ready. Let's keep... What does my rival send out first? I think my rival sends out his Zubat first. So keeping Luke in the lead should be okay. Yep, there he is. I believe in Crystal Version and probably the remakes, you actually have to get a little bit further into the Burn Tower before you actually fight your rival. But in these games, obviously, you fight him right in the entrance. Alright, and apparently there's a legendary Pokemon in here. Well, actually there are 3 of them. The legendary dogs, or the legendary beasts, or the legendary hamsters, or whatever you want to call them. And we will eventually be able to encounter them in the wild. Obviously we won't be able to catch them. I don't think technically I don't have a rule against catching legendaries. Ooh, it's a Haunter. This is going to be a bit of a preview of what the gym's going to be like, so if we can't really handle this Haunter really well, we're going to want to train up a little bit. I guess we can leave Luke in here. Maybe we can try and get a Hypnosis off. Oh, and it's using Curse. Curse can be a little bit scary. It cuts its own HP down, but it does a lot more damage than Poison each turn, so it can be a bit worrying. But Haunter's asleep, so we should be okay. Let's get a couple pecks off. The Ghastly line does have pretty low defense, so shouldn't take too many hits. And with any luck, we should be able to kill with this next hit, and it won't wake up. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I think I might want to train our newfound friend Clarence up before we take on the next gym here, just so we have a Psychic type. Ghost is not weak to Psychic, but the Ghastly line is part Poison type as well. And of course, Poison is weak to Psychic, so yeah, that's my thinking there. Luckily, Haunter is still asleep, so we can bring Tsunami out and finish off this Haunter. At which point, our rival is probably going to bring out Bayleaf. Although our Bayleaf killer, Luke, is now a little too low on health to be sending in, so we're going to have to figure out something else there. Obviously, I have Ice Punch on Tsunami, but I'm I don't think I'd rely on that against the grass type. So yeah, here comes... Oh, Magnemite. 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 Crap. Oh, wait, never mind. What am I thinking? I forgot that we actually do have moves we can use against the Steel type now. You know, I always get confused about Magnemite in the later games, because it looks like the type of Pokemon that floats and therefore would have Levitate. Oh, there's a Magnitude 10. It looks like the type of Pokemon that floats and would have Levitate, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually get Levitate. Its ability in the later games is actually Sturdy, and I think it gets a couple other ones. But I always get mixed up, and I think I can't use, you know, Ground-type moves on it, and then I realize I actually can. And now we don't have anybody to use against Bayleaf. Let's send in... this is a tricky one. Let's send in Luke and go ahead and heal up. I think that's probably our best option here. We got 2 Pokemon that are weak to grass, and the rest of them, other than Caesar here, are take neutral damage, and Caesar's too low level to really do anything. I did stock up on potions because I was getting kind of low. Yeah, here we go. And Pokeballs as well. So let's heal up Luke, and hopefully Bayleaf just goes for something Reflect. I suppose that's acceptable, although that means we're not going to be doing too much damage now. Let's go for... yeah, here comes that Razor Leaf. Okay, let's see how much that does. Okay, that was a critical. Oh gee, I thought that was the normal damage, and I was like, holy cow, it's a lot. Although, it does have a pretty high critical hit ratio, so I do have to be careful about criticals. But I'm going to get a couple Growls off to lower Bayleaf's attack stat. That way, if it tries to use something that's actually neutrally effective, like using Tackle or something like that, it'll do a little less damage. Just trying to be as careful as possible, because I really don't want to lose any more Pokemon. I mean, I'm sure it's bound to happen again, because that's just how Nuzlocks go, but I do want to try and be cautious if I can. I feel like part of the reason I lost Scabbers in the last episode is I was being a little too... what's the word? Too not cautious, if that's really a word, but... yeah, I wasn't paying attention enough. I left Rattata in against Kadabra, and a Kadabra can be pretty scary. It has stats kind of on the level of... it's on the level of, you know, fully evolved Pokemon. I mean, its defense stats aren't very good, but its special attack and speed are pretty much could compete with Pokemon, you know, competitively in a couple of lower tiers, like even like fully evolved Pokemon. And that's what makes it a little bit scary. Poison Powder, okay, that's not a big deal, because we're bringing Luke out of here right after he finishes off his Bayleaf. And then we got one more Pokemon, which should be that Zubat. I think it's still a Zubat. And that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So this rival battle, it had a couple points where I was kind of wondering what I'd do about him, but it hasn't been too bad. Let's actually bring in Clarence to finish off this fight, because the Zubat shouldn't be too much of a problem. If it was a Golbat, I would be a little more scared, but yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. The only move we have to do damage is Tackle. Oh, it's a Supersonic. Confusion is kind of the worst. I mean, I know it's like 50-50 chance that you'll hit your opponent, but it always feels like it's much more tipped in your opponent's favor. I mean, it's really not, but you always remember when things go, you know, the way you don't want them to. And we're flinching a whole bunch. Okay, let's not do that. Let's bring somebody else in. Somebody who's hopefully faster than Zubat. Who do we have that's faster than Zubat? Maybe Luke, but Luke's kind of damaged right now. Let's send in Tsunami. After this, we're definitely going to heal up. I think there's a couple of trainers in the Burn Tower, but not really too many. Let's use that Ice Punch, because we haven't got a chance to use that yet. So yeah, we're probably not going to take on the gym this episode. I do want to finish up the Burn Tower over here, and then I also want to take on the Kimono Girls and their Eevee evolutions, because that's a nice chunk of experience right there. So we'll do that this episode, and then next episode, there's another route out to the left of Ecruteak that I might go take on before I take on the gym, just to make sure I'm prepared, because this next gym can be a little bit difficult too, in certain ways, so I do want to make sure I'm ready for that. So let me heal up real quick, and I'll be right back in Burn Tower to finish that out. Oh, you know what? This is the first Pokemon we found in this area, isn't it? I keep forgetting that you know, I have to catch the first Pokemon I find. So yeah, we're gonna catch this Coughing here. Coughing's actually a pretty decent Pokemon. I've used a Weezing in a playthrough before. It's really defensive, and it's actually got pretty decent special stats, so you can give it stuff like Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, I think. Actually, I don't know if it learns Ice Beam, but I know it gets like Flamethrower and I think maybe Thunderbolt. So you can give it some interesting attacks, and it can be like a kind of like a bulky tank kind of Pokemon that does like a whole bunch of different stuff. Like it basically fills in gaps in your team. So we might actually end up replacing Caesar with Coughing, possibly. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, Nidoking's pretty cool too. Nidoking can actually be a special sweeper as well. Even though both it and Coughing probably, or it and Wheezing, I should say, have pretty similar stats in terms of special attack, I believe. So they can both work as special sweepers using like Thunderbolt and Flamethrower and such. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. For now, I think we might just keep Caesar, but we may add Coughing to our team eventually. Nickname for Coughing. Let's go with Smogon, which is the website that contains a lot of information on competitive Pokemon, and I definitely reference that website a lot when I do showdown battles and I do EV training in my main handheld games. Anyways, what were we doing again? Oh yeah, we're getting the TM for Rock Smash. And I believe you can also buy this TM somewhere as well, so don't worry about accidentally teaching it to somebody who you might end up not using anymore. So let's give Petra Rock Smash. Unfortunately, Rock Smash is really not very good at all. I suppose we can get rid of Tackle. It only has like 20 base power in these games. It eventually got raised to 40, so it's at least useful in the early game. And I suppose at the very least it is deletable because it is a TM. But it has pretty low base power. 20 base power is not very good. And since it's on Petra, it won't be getting stabbed, same type attack bonus, so yeah, not a very good move. And now we're learning Bite on Tsunami here. Bite has been very useful to me in the past because I use it, since I do tend to start a Totodile, I use it to get through the next gym because Dark is good against Ghosts, so there's a good chance Tsunami will also play a role in helping to defeat Morty along with Clarence, who will hopefully be SPN by then. We should have a... Actually, you know what? I got burned in that last battle, so I was going to see if I had a burn heal or something like that. I was going to see if I had a burn heal, but... oh, speaking of which, that's convenient, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I might save that burn heal for when I actually need it out in the field. Right now, I think there's only one other trainer to fight, so it's not that big a deal if we don't end up healing off that burn on Tsunami. Yeah, this last trainer up here should be the last one in this kind of mini dungeon. I think there have been a lot of like mini dungeons so far, like Sprout Tower and Union Cave. Yeah, anyways, there's a couple of smaller dungeons so far. The really big cave in Johto is actually completely skippable. If you go to the right of Ekritique, there's a big cave there. What is it called? Is it called Mortar Cave? I think it's called Mortar Cave. But you don't have to go in there at all. It's completely optional, which is actually kind of interesting. Though after that, there's the Ice Cave, I believe, which is obviously you have to do to get to Blackthorn City. Anyways, this is Entei and Suicune and Raikou. In Crystal version, Suicune would kind of approach you. And then the side character Yuzine, I think is his name, would show up and be like, oh, Suicune has an interest in you. I really like Suicune. And you kind of run into him a couple times and have a couple battles with him. And this also happens in the remakes. So anyways, I'm going to heal up real quick, and then we're going to head in and fight the Kimono Girls. Alright, so this building up here is the Dance Studio. This is where you fight the Kimono Girls. Once we beat them, this guy will give us the HM for Surf, which is very, very, very nice because Tsunami could definitely use a more powerful Water-type move. Okay, looks like I chose poorly there by sending out Luke first against a Jolteon, so let's go ahead and bring Petra in, because Petra should make short work of a Jolteon. There we go. Yeah, nice little chunk of experience there. Each of the evolutions, because they are evolved Pokemon, they give a higher rate of experience, so this is a really nice place to go to get some experience early on. Alright, and I think the next one probably has, if I had to guess based on her outfit, probably has Vaporeon. So let's bring Brussel out for that one. I'm probably completely wrong, though. Oh, there we go, Vaporeon. That's good. That didn't do very much at all. Let's try putting Vaporeon to sleep. if we can actually hit it. Stand attack is definitely really annoying. Let's try one more time, and if that doesn't work, then we might just... Oh, really? Do we really have to keep going with the stand attack? There we go, there's a sleep powder. Now I'm going to use growth a couple times, boost my attack power, and hopefully be able to do a bit more damage, because that was like nothing. That looks like a not very effective hit, honestly. Yeah, Brussels, I feel like Brussels might be falling behind a bit in power. Hopefully we can get it to evolve soon. I'm not 100% sure what level Bellsprout evolved into Weeping Bell at, but hopefully we can get that done pretty soon here. Yeah, get one more growth off, and then let's see how much damage that does. If we can actually hit. It'd be nice if we could actually land a hit. Nope. There we go, there's a nice hit. Okay, let's heal up that damage real quick. I had to hit it. I had to use Vine Whip a couple times before that actually landed, which is super annoying, but, I mean, that's stand attack for you. And I ran out of Vine Whip and had to finish that off with Cut. I hate how low the PP for Vine Whip is. Hopefully we get Razor Leaf at some point. Stun Spore, do I want Stun Spore? I think I'm going to stick with Sleep Powder. I don't really have room for another status move on Brussels right now. Stun Spore might be nice, but I feel like Sleep is a lot more efficient. Okay, the next trainer is definitely going to have a Flareon, so let's make sure we have somebody out to take care of a Flareon. Tsunami. Okay, it's an Umbreon, I guess. I was completely mistaken. Let's, Umbreon's really defensive. Let's see if a Headbutt does very much. Probably not, though. Yeah, that didn't do too much. Oh, but a Flinch. Maybe if we keep this up, we can keep it flinching. Yeah, but Umbreon's not really an attacking Pokemon. It's more of a defensive Pokemon. So if it has stuff like Confuse Ray and that kind of stuff, and Toxic can be annoying. Ooh, there we go. Perfect, perfect. Very nice. Didn't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, it's really good at using stuff like Confuse Ray and Toxic and other stuff like that. In-game, it would probably just have like Stand Attack and maybe Confuse Ray at this point. So that's not too concerning, but yeah, anyways, this next trainer... Is this going to be the trainer with the Flareon? Because she's wearing a blue dress. Nope, this one's the Espeon. So we can make use of our newly learned Bite to hopefully do a bit of damage. Though, of course, at this point in time, Bite is a special attack, as weird as that sounds. Because the Dark type, I believe, was special at this point. So... yeah, explain how that works. Anyways, we should make pretty short work of this Espeon here. I don't believe... oh, it does no Confusion. I wonder what level Espeon learns Confusion at, because I want to make sure that Clarence can learn Confusion as well. But I want to make sure that he didn't miss it. Because Confusion is going to be essential, because I don't think Espeon learns Psychic until, like, level 40 or above. So we're definitely not going to get that for a while. I don't think we have any TMs to learn Psychic-type moves, so we definitely want to learn Confusion. So this should be the trainer with the Flareon. The one with the green kimono, for some reason. They should have given the Flareon to the one in the red, but... hey, I didn't design the game, you know. Yep, there's that Flareon. And of course, in these games, there are only 5 evolutions, the original 3, and then Umbreon and Espeon. It isn't until Generation 4 that Leafeon and Glaceon were introduced. I don't think I've ever used either one of those, actually. Because they do have kind of a weird evolution, where you have to be in a certain area by a certain rock, which they now have to put in every game after Diamond and Pearl, just to make sure that evolution is still possible. But, yeah, I've never used either one of those. And then after those two, I think it was just Sylveon after that, right? I'm not missing any other evolutions, right? Sylveon's pretty neat. It's actually pretty good because it does have a high special defense and a pretty good special attack. So I know it gets used a lot in the VGC, the official Pokemon tournaments, because the official Pokemon tournaments are doubles, and Sylveon does pretty well in doubles because it has some decent attacks to hit both enemy Pokemon. Anyways, here we get the HM for Surf, which we're definitely putting on Tsunami ASAP because that's a very nice, high-powered, same type attack bonus attack. I feel like this is really early in the game to get a move like Surf that has a 95 base power, because it is really good, although at this point, of course, you're not going to have any good special attacking water types. Obviously, Tsunami, the Totodile line, is more of a physical attacking Pokemon, so Surf isn't the best option, but, you know, I mean, I'll take what I can get. but you wouldn't really have anything super good at special attack that's a water type at this point in the game, I don't believe. So I guess maybe it's not so overpowered, and also we don't have any gyms coming up, I don't believe, that are weak to water. But yeah, I do like getting it that early though, because it is a very nice addition to Tsunami's arsenal. So we're going to heal up real quick here, and I think that's going to be where I end off the episode for this time. I want to make sure I don't make these episodes too long, although I still want to accomplish a decent amount each time. I do want to make sure that we're keeping up a good pace and we don't take, you know, like 50 episodes to play through this game. So anyways, in the next episode, next episode we're not going to open up with the gym. Next episode, I'm going to do a bit of training out on the next route over this way, catch a new Pokemon, and hopefully evolve some of our teammates. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.